Thanks for staying with us here on TVC Breakfast. It's now time for us to look at what the papers are reporting. And we'll be starting with the Nation newspaper with my colleagues here, Etoma, Veronica, and Ria. Guys, just a story we started the show up with is the police protesters head for showdown in Lagos, Abuja. Group to hit streets, kicking against anti-cybersecurity law. Rivers emergency, others action subversive on Police National Day. Above the masthead, Labour Party accuses NLC of plotting to invade Secretariat. Explosion at Lagos dump site. Police Army probe source of explosive. Ria, I guess you still have some things to say regarding this police protest. I mean, police and protesters who are looking to head for showdown.
Exactly. So for me, what I want to say was my appeal to the citizens. When you want to go out and protest, is your right. Please don't go out with the mind of, let's scatter the whole place. Let's whatever happens, happens. Please remember that there are lives that need to be taken care of. We don't want to cry over any lives lost. We don't want to cry over properties being damaged as well. So that's really what I wanted to hammer on. And this is because of the video that I saw of the guy that was saying, whatever it is, we're going out and we're scattering everywhere. We cannot live life like that. We love Nigerians and we're patriotic. When police arrest people like that who are fomenting, calling for chaos and destabilization of the serenity of this country, then they'll begin to shout, cry foul.
The challenge is that a majority of persons were not in Nigeria or had not been born when there was the civil war. They do not understand what chaos really is. 2020, we would have taught a lot of persons lessons with the level of destruction we witnessed, with the chaos that went on the streets. But it seems a lot of people still do not understand. Whatever is pushing them, I do not know, but it's high time we understand that Nigeria belongs to all of us. Absolutely. And that as much as you are dissatisfied, that does not mean you should make me uncomfortable. I did not make you uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Right. Etoma, look at the story above the masthead. Explosion at Lagos dump site. Police, army, probe source of explosive. That's, they said, a gas shop where they sell gas, 25-kilogram cylinder, went boom. I don't know, when you have places where they sell gas, some of them at residential areas, and you see how they go about those, you start, perceiving, gas everywhere.
It's a thing of concern that we don't have some kind of regulations for how cooking gas is sold. Most of the shops are within the residential area. Yeah, it's good because I don't have to carry my cylinder for a long distance to buy the stuff. But what about the safety measures that are necessary for establishments like that? Do we enforce those? You get? I don't think we do in Nigeria, and this should be like a clarion call to the authorities to ensure that these safety measures are taken. And for the demonstration, my concern is the way the headline was written. Police and protesters ready for a showdown.
They're already painting.
They are painting a picture of chaos already. That's not healthy.
Ex-Governor Olunloyo dies 9 days to 90th birthday. Tinubu governor's lead torment of tributes. Former governor of Oyo State, very meek, quiet gentleman, and then these are people who had paved the way for democracy, back in the day, and then we offer our condolences.
Absolutely, to his family and the nation at large, and for others to know that. There's always a time on stage. That's right. Once the time is right, you move on.
So you have to play your part very, very well.
Absolutely.
On the bottom strip, Bobrisky smuggled 35 million naira into Kirikiri prison. Maybe Bobrisky should have kept quiet. After this Annie Dibia Two-Faces issue that he came up to start
Bobrisky,
talking.
his mouth always puts him in trouble because he talks too much.
He puts his mouth where his money is. Maybe that's where the problem is. Next is the Daily Trust newspaper. Take It Back movement insists on protest, demands reversal of Rivers emergency rule, alleges right abuse, misuse of Cybercrime Act. Police urge action. Lakurawa kills 13 vigilantes in Kebbi. U.S. tariff imposition may disrupt Nigeria's non-oil export. And then on the Plateau killings, survivors recount ordeal. ACF urges end to attacks. Let's move on to the next newspaper. Nigerian Tribune, Plateau killings, enough is enough. Ribadu warns Nigeria going through tough, difficult times. It says, Muftuang vows to prosecute perpetrators. ACF urges government to restore peace. LND demands radical security action. And we know that this killing has risen to like 60 or more. This is one death too many.
And it's so sad. I'm glad that we're talking about it later on the show. Actions need to be taken. Lives cannot continue to be lost. I know that the president has said something as well. You know, the people that are doing this will definitely be brought to book, but more has to be done. We cannot keep losing people.
That's right.
Well, we've had the perpetrators will be brought to book over and over again. But when the perpetrators are brought to book, if they are brought to book at all, we don't know, we don't hear. I pray that this one happens. There are so many other things you want to say about this thing, but we'll handle it later.
Right, this Nigeria is next. Naira for crude policy. CSOs appeal to Tinubu to halt Dangote NNPCL rift, says Nigerians deserve to buy petroleum products at cheaper prices. Veronica, we understand that the global crude oil price is now falling to $65 per barrel. As against $69 per barrel. So we're looking to buy, according to oil experts, oil marketers are saying we are most likely to start seeing oil prices falling down to like 400 Naira. We want to see that days where we can buy from 350 to 400.
I want to see it happen now. But the issue is this rift between the NNPCL, the CSOs, the Dangote and all has to end. Remember that we had been talking about this before the end of last month, because the deal they had was just for 6 months and it ended in March. So we've been asking what is the sense of direction right now to ensure that we know where we are headed, because that will also determine the prices. Yes, we know there is a new board for the NNPCL and they had increased the prices to 950 Naira. Right. So it's, I don't know what the indices will be for them right now to ensure that we have a drop in prices, what even made them increase the price in the first place as well. So I need to have a sense of direction as a motorist in Nigeria. I'm speaking for a lot of motorists and other persons who make use of vehicles, because it also affects the price of the census.
But just to add to what she said, they say that when two giants fight, the ground suffers. And at this point, Nigerians are suffering. You know, so I feel like this rift is something that needs to be looked at really quickly, really swiftly.
So even when two elephants are in love and they're making out, the grass still suffers at the end of the day.
I don't understand.
So either way, the grass suffers.
As far it has to do
let's
with...
just pity the grass anyway.
I swear, let's pity the grass.
I was thinking that now that we have a new board in the NNPC, we are going to solve a lot of problems. You know, so I was taken aback when the prices were jacked up, and I said, okay, maybe they want to jack it up so that they'll see the whole situation and then start putting things together. I'm also very happy that the board is doing a lot of overhauling within the NNPC. At the end of the day, let's see if this will yield all the dividends that we expect.
Because of our time.
Bottom line, prices must go down.
Yeah, prices must go down. That's the bottom line.
Thank you.
Right, the Guardian newspaper is next. One fiscal year, 2 budgets spike governance concerns in Rivers against the administrator, sole administrator, Ibas. You know, the name is quite interesting.
It's a mouthful. It's tongue twisting.
Yeah, so he's looking to also, you know, advance budget properly for River State, maybe for the rest of 6 months. So we're like, there's a budget actually expected to be, you know, presented, or one actually running. If you're thinking of another, so there's a whole lot of things, you know, happening in Rivers. Rivers really is a big pot now that, you know, every hand probably might spoil the broth. U.S. tariffs opportunity to grow Nigeria's non-oil export, says Oduwole. So we need to look at other areas. But we also need to race on because of our time. Nigeria News Direct is next. Osun local government councils remain moribund as APC Adeleke in war of words. Osun APC accuses Governor Adeleke of plotting judicial manipulation, inciting violence. No room for violence, just rule of law. What I know about rule of law is absolute supremacy of all predominance of law over everybody, both the ruler and the ruled, and all decisions taken in the country. But when we now have governors and the opposition and even, I don't know, where is the governance?
The challenge for me is the people of the state. Because obviously the governor has been distracted by all of these conversations, because dividend of democracy is why these people, you know, voted you in. And so you should know how to manage all your distractions as much as possible. Yes, the opposition can be speaking, yes, go on, because that's what democracy encourages. But are you doing the needful to ensure that these people see that you're doing what is right? At the end of the day, justice is seen to be done. Nobody is above the law. And then we'll talk about dividends of democracy, like I mentioned earlier, and everybody can give a thumbs up that, yes, you are doing the right thing as a governor.
Absolutely.
That is what it is for me.
Right, let's move on to the Punch newspaper. And the screaming headline here is 20 governors under fire for delaying 70,000 minimum wage. Local government workers, teachers in Zamfara, Cross River, Abia, others yet to get minimum wage. It used to be 33,000 naira minimum wage, and then, you know, forth and back, we arrived at 70,000 minimum wage, and people were happy that yes, their lives will be better, especially with the inflationary, pressure that we've been experiencing here.
No, but just like what the headliner said, they should really be under fire, because if you're supposed to give people 70,000 naira and it's taking time, what is the reason why it's taking time? People are going through a lot of economic hardship, and when there's a certain sort of relief, I feel like it should be implemented really fast. So they should be on the fire, if you ask me.
This is where I am expecting Labour to have stepped up and, you know, begin to speak, because they are very much involved with the conclusion of this whole matter, and they should ensure that every other governor that needs to pay this money, pay it. The other matter is the matter of taxation. These workers have also complained about even the 70,000 naira taxation is taking a major chunk of it. So how is Labour ensuring that they get the monies they deserve at the end?
Right, Etoma, 2027, coalition pushes for single-term candidates. You know, there's this 6-year, one-term, you know, kind of a thing, you know, for presidents or whatever. Would that be good rather than having just 8?
Well, for me, a single-term thing, I don't think Nigeria is ripe for that. I don't think Nigerians are ripe for that. Not the country being ripe for that. It's a good thing, actually, but with what we have seen going on, you'd see that most governors do a lot of projects in their first 4 years. Then the second 4 years, that's when they're relaxed. They do nothing.
And they will say they are consolidating. That's why you have budget of consolidation.
What are you consolidating? You know, if we were at the stage where governors go in and the development and the people is all that they are pushing for, then that single term would have made a lot of sense.
All right, because of our time, let's just rush to Abuja in Kwara. How military generals paid ransom to secure SIGA's release. Abuja residents demand self-governance, urge Tinubu to act. And as oil prices drop, Nigerians hope to pay less for petrol. That's according to the governor. And then we have exit of a titan, Senator Solomon Ayodeji Otegbola, Ashiwaju of Awori land, you know, tribute being paid to him there. I want you guys to just say, you know, offer your condolences to me, because that's where my constituency actually lies.
Are you okay now?
Our condolences.
He was a great man. Yeah, absolutely. Platform Times, how 15 patients, Jonathan's ex-aides, languished in jail as trial stalls for 6 years. So they said that some of these people, you know, some of them were charged for stealing jewelry, others, you know, different, you know, accusations. But the thing is, the trial has been stalled, and they've been languishing in prison. This is against the law, Ria.
And I even heard that a certain man divorced his wife because of this, but also because she was in prison. But also, yesterday, following up with the story, the NCOS had said that it wasn't true. They had said that it wasn't true, that the people were coming for their hearings and they were going back. So now we are listening to the stories from two different sides. One side said they were in the prison, a man divorced his wife, they were in bad conditions. This side is saying that they were not in bad conditions. But my own is that suffer not a thief. If they really stole the things, my own is that they should face the law. But I also do not agree that they will be held behind without like a verdict that they have finally done it. Where they caught, did they say that they really did the crime? That's going to be my problem. But suffer not a thief.
That's right. Because of our time, above the masthead of the Platform Times, my followers will kill critics. Apostle Suleiman boasts of cult-like loyalty. Interesting development. Let's get to the Sport and Life, which is the last paper for today. Atlanta 0, Lazio 1. Lukman wrongly subbed off. Gasperini furious at team manager. Official mistakes. Ede for aid. Mistakes Ede for aid. I don't get that. I'm trying to understand. Why are you looking?
Well, we're in a generation where abbreviations are taking everything. So if you're struggling with that, keep struggling, bro.
It looks like Ede, which is stream. It looks like Ede, which is a place in Osun State. Maybe if you want to say English, or maybe Ade, you know, it's quite interesting. Man United to get discount on Osimhen deal. And then Iwobi keeps Arsenal in PL title race. Veronica, do you have any thoughts on any of this? Because of our time, if you could share or spare any of your thoughts.
Well, this matter of Osimhen is just even what is even. They are getting discount. Like, it's something you are getting from a store.
is a transfer window. So the highest bidder pays, gets the prize.
Please, what is the last price?
The last price.
When it's not peppered, their price.
Pepper or crayfish.
Interesting development. Interesting development. Guardiola admits the Bruyne was forced out of Man City. Yeah, I understand that we have to go now because of our time.